Friendship is an A24 movie starring Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd. And the story's about Tim Robinson and he gets a new neighbor, Paul Rudd. And it's about how they become friends, but the friendship turns a little sour for a number of reasons. And short answer, we already said it's our favorite movie of the month. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. If you like I Think You Should Leave, if you like that kind of weird, awkward, makes you uncomfortable watching weird social interactions, this is for you. It's like a extended I Think You Should Leave skit in the best way possible. It's the funniest movie I've seen in a very long time, where I didn't feel ashamed at laughing out loud because the people around me were in the same camp.
Yeah.
You know? So it was a really fun theater watch because people were like, oh, this is funny. I can laugh out loud, even though it's weird, you know? It's not for everyone. I think cons, I wished it would have gotten a little weirder with it.
Let's get weird! Let's get weird! Weird! Get weird! Weird! Get weird!
This is a very minor. It does not break the movie for me, but it kind of felt like Tim wanted to get weird and, you know, do some weird improv kind of stuff, but the director and studio kind of reeled him back a little bit, I feel. There are some parts where it gets weird, but I'm like, maybe I was just looking forward to more the weird, I Think You Should Leave kind of skits. And that's really the only con I had.
This isn't a con for me because, obviously I like Tim and I Think You Should Leave. But I think if you don't like those, you probably wouldn't like this. I'm curious. My wife hasn't seen it. She's going to go watch it tomorrow. But I've tried to show her a few of his skits, and she's just like staring at it blank face. Yeah. Like, is this funny? Like,
it's a love it or hate this. Yeah.
And I'm like, it's funny. He's on a zip line. He's putting the eggs in the mouth here. He's playing the egg game. It's just what?
Yeah.
Maybe if you would like it, but you haven't seen it and you don't understand like his humor, you get in there and you're watching it and you might just think it's like chaotic and absurd. Mm-hmm. It's like when you start a show, like if you're watching The Office, like if we were to watch The Office season 1, we'd think it's funny because we know the characters, we understand how weird they are. But it's like if you just watch it in blind, you'd probably be like, why do people love this? Like it's not as funny. Mm-hmm. So I could see it being like that. But some pros, again, like you said, I laughed a lot.
Yeah.
My theater, there wasn't that many people, but everyone was laughing.
Yeah.
Maybe the biggest pop is when Connor shows up. It was better than any Marvel cameo, if you ask me. He shows up and I was like, hey.
Connor O'Malley.
And what is he? He's like, we should stay in Afghanistan.
Yeah. If I could speak to that part, it's so funny because it's at a part where Tim is at a really low point and he's just, lost all of his friends. Connor O'Malley comes in and he's like, hey, man, cool drum set. And they start hitting it off and talking to each other. And then the second, Connor O'Malley's like, you're a jerk. Like, you suck, man. Like, it starts into a screaming match where you think for a second Tim's like, oh, he's found friendship here. Like,
I got a friend.
Yeah. And then it's like, nope, you're an idiot. It's very funny. Very pulls out the rug from under you. The best way I could describe this movie is, you've heard the phrase like, it's so-and-so's world, we just live in it. Mm-hmm. This movie it's our world, and Tim just lives in it.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
Because he is so detached from reality or like anything that's stable, or it borders on like, is this guy all there? But it's like, I can't tell if he's socially awkward or if he's insane. And I think that's what the beauty of it is. And I think only Tim Robinson could play this role. There's nothing good about him as a character. Like, he's selfish, he's stupid. Like,
he's a narcissist.
He's a villain in his own story. It has no redeeming qualities. And it begs the question, like, how did he get this far in life being the way he is? Because he's got, a beautiful wife, a good job. And the inciting incident is when he starts making friends with Paul Rudd. And then, like, parts of him kind of start to come out a little bit, maybe his true self. And so I think it like has a fun little cute message where it's like the people you let into your life can change you in certain ways or bring, yourself in a different light. Yeah, I just thought that whole thing was really good. Paul Rudd, it could have been played by anyone. He was all right. But the main star, Tim Robinson, fantastic throughout the whole thing.
It felt like they made a serious movie. Like it's because it's like The Cable Guy. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Or like it's the standard neighbor stalker, maybe like a little Nightcrawler-y. Like, but then it seemed like the main character, maybe it was Jake Gyllenhaal, and then they're like, oh, actually he can't do it, and they're like, well, we got Tim Robinson, and he's in it, and then he's just like, well, we could make this scene will be funny if at the last scene, we have the standoff with a gun, and we'll say that guy's name's Jimp.
Yeah, Jimp.
It's just like some things like that where it's just like, oh, this is serious. Like you feel bad, and then it's like something like that'll happen.
I think my favorite bit, the funniest bit, was when he his first meeting with Paul Rudd's friends, and then he does something, I can't remember what, and he's like, "Oh, I know what I need to do."
I know what I need to do.
Grabs some soap and eats it. And like you can tell in the theater, like the girlfriends who were forced to be there, you could hear their necks turn to their boyfriends and be like, "What have you brought me to? Like, what is this?" But I was like laughing out loud, like I don't usually do in movies, because I was like, "This is great.
Yeah.
I love this." You know?
Oh, that was a great bit. I liked when he does his little acid trip and he's at Subway and he gets his sandwich and he wakes up like, "Oh, you must have been gone for weeks. I went to Subway.
Got a sandwich.
I got a sandwich."
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like, because he's like, "How long were you out for, months or whatever?" I thought like that was going to be part of his acid trip, and I was like, okay, at the end it's going to show him back in the cupboard. Nope, that's just how the movie ends.
That's what I was thinking at the end.
I was like, that's great.
When the cops show up and they're like, you're the only one living here? Oh, my wife. Where is she? She's in the sewers.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's good and I liked it. If you listen to this, you like this kind of thing, you should leave comedy, then yeah, check it out in theaters, get some support going, because it's a smaller movie, limited theater release, so go see it in theaters, I'd say. If you're sick of the old, normal stuff and you want some new kind of laughs, if we already spoiled it for you, sorry, but yeah.